of calling when.
Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video about how I achieve a flawless face. Basically, I'm talking about how I achieve like flawless foundation, products that I use, steps that I take, everything I do to achieve a flawless face, because I have been playing around with makeup for about I don't know, let me get the math.
One eternity later.
For like about 6-7 years now, and I've learned how to apply makeup and how to apply foundation. Anybody asks me like what's your strong point in makeup, I always say face makeup, as in like foundation and skin, because I just used to be made fun of for applying so much makeup and so much cake face. So if you're watching this video right now and you did that, no, I'm just kidding, but I just learned how to make makeup look so natural and seamless. So if you want to learn that, I have like a couple steps and a couple products that I use to achieve those, you know, that flawless, soft looking, I don't have that much makeup on, but I have makeup on video, if that makes sense. Yeah, a lot of the products that I use in this video are on the lower end. I just noticed right now. If you guys enjoy this video, and I hope you guys learn a little bit, because that's what I'm here for. I want to teach and help people. So if you are having trouble with foundation and it looking cakey, and you just want to look flawless and seamless, you're in the right video. So yeah, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, whatever you feel like doing, do it. Okay, bye. Alright, so I already moisturized my face. I used the Becca First Light priming filter. This is like a primer, but I like it because it's moisturizing and it smells good. And then I used the Professional by Benefit. And when it comes to primer and achieving like a flawless face, you have to really pay attention where you apply primer, because primer can make you look not good. I know it's meant to make you look flawless and everything and poreless, but if you apply it to the wrong places, from experience, it's gonna look bad. Where I apply primer is just where I have pores, so like my cheeks. Never under my eyes, because it's gonna get cakey. I avoid like my cheek area. I do it on my nose and on my well, this is my cheek, but this is where I have the largest pores, so I would only apply primer here, a little bit on my chin, because sometimes like foundation tends to rub off there, and on my nose. My favorite foundation at the moment has been the Conceal and Perfect by Milani. I love this foundation. It's better than any high-end foundation I have, and that's saying like a lot, because I own a lot of high-end foundations, but this foundation is the best that I have. It doesn't oxidize. It looks so amazing. Like, I'm doing my makeup, sometimes I'm like, wow, my skin looks so supple and so refreshed. So this foundation is the bomb. So let's get started. So for foundation, I just use my finger, nothing fancy. I do like a pump, and I just dot it on my face. Using a kabuki brush, because a kabuki brush allows the foundation to like just keep its full coverage. And for foundation, I do not rub. That drives me insane. I just tap it out. Also, try to avoid the eye area, because like if you're gonna put on concealer and then foundation, it's gonna be Cakeville, and also if you're gonna apply powder, you're just baking a cake. So try to avoid the eye area. So yeah, so the coverage is amazing. I don't know what to say, but it's amazing. And I'm in the shade Creamy Vanilla. I think it's the lightest shade. I am paler than anything. I haven't self-tanned since the summer, and self-tanning is such a waste of money sometimes. To find the right foundation, and then you have to make sure everything matches, and sometimes everything doesn't match, so let me just keep my natural color, and like if I get sun, I get sun, but obviously we're in fall now, so I can't get sun, which I'm fine with. The thing that I've been contouring with a lot is this Wet n Wild makeup stick Mega Glow. I'm in the color Call Me Maple. This stick is really good, blends really nicely, and I apply it here, and I like to like put lines up. So that's how I contour. You can contour any way. This is just what works for me. I'm gonna use my beauty blender and just use the butt of it and just blend it in. And when I'm blending out my contour, like my forehead contour, and let's say that I am like wearing a ponytail this day, I drag the product up so it blends into my scalp and it doesn't look like uneven or whatever. And sometimes I do contour my lip because I just like how it looks, and I just use like the little edge of it, and I just go like under my lip. Like right there. Just like that. Sometimes it gets under here. You can just fix it with some concealer, it's fine. Alright, so for concealer, I use like a fairer, that makes sense, like a pinkier concealer right under my eyes, because that kind of cancels out like the darkness that I have going on. And then the more yellower concealer I use on the like on my cheeks because it blends with my foundation. So yeah, that's my little tip. I use a concealer that is somewhat canceling right under my eyes. I could create a U. You can see I have like pretty darkness under my eyes because I don't sleep. But then on the outer half, I use like a yellower concealer, if that makes sense. Let me just show you. Under my eyes, I have some purpley going on because I don't sleep and it's pretty much dark. So I really don't want to use that much product because more is less, you know? I mean, less is more. So if you can see, I created like a little U underneath here. For like the concealer that I want on my cheeks, I'm gonna use this LA Girl concealer, and this is in the color yellow. It's straight yellow, but it's not like yellow like school bus yellow. It's kind of like a creamy yellow, and I like it. I'm gonna start from here and just drag it down. Kind of, I'm also mixing both of them, so then when I go into blending, it won't like you won't be able to tell that you use two different concealers. Okay, I'm gonna blend out with this little brush. This is by Real Techniques and it's called Deluxe Crease Brush. And I'm gonna use the Beauty Blender to make everything look airbrushed and seamless. So the reason I use this really small brush to kind of blend out my foundation is to like mix both colors together and to like press it in my skin. But then after I was done doing that, I can just blend it in with my Beauty Blender. I'm gonna use this big brush. This is I know this brush looks like it's been through hell and back. This is the Morphe M527. What I do with this brush is just set my contour, and I like using a big paddle brush because I can just sweep on the color and sweep on the color. I don't have to like, sometimes when I use like the contour brush that I use when I apply powder contour with no cream contour, I feel like it moves the product. So This applies a color to the contour very, very lightly, but without moving the cream contour. Hopefully that made sense. This is the Rimmel London Natural Bronzer. This bronzer is hella good. It's just in my makeup drawer, so I'm just gonna use this powder bronzer. And also to my forehead. Okay, I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just using this Cake and Bake by Sephora. Taking the edge of the Cake and Bake like that, just making a line to like make it look really defined and make it look clean. And I'm dragging it down too, so it just like it can set the foundation on the bottom. I have a very specific way of applying my setting powder. I use my RCMA setting powder because this powder is so fine and it's translucent enough. It's translucent. It's literally no color. I like using this powder, super finely milled, and it's translucent. It doesn't have any flashback if you're gonna take pictures, you know. Before I set my under eye, I make sure my beauty blender is extremely wet because I don't know the science behind this, but I feel like when my beauty blender is wet and then it touches the powder, it creates like a very like soft look to your under eye, and that's what we want, right? We don't want no cakey, no flakes, and no cracking. So that's what I found works. I can't speak. I grab like legit that much and I just set it. Now usually if I'm applying highlight, I won't bake my whole under eye, but I already did that, so fuck. I'm just using this little taper brush by Sigma again. It's the S86, and I'm just using it to like tap it in and like sweep it off if there's any like excess that I don't want. You can see that it makes your under eyes look very smooth, and I just love it. I'm gonna also sweep my baking down here. I don't bake for that long. I'm gonna be like out and sweating. I'm gonna use this blotting powder. This is by Fenty Beauty. Love you, Rihanna. It's a universal blotting powder. It has no color. For blush, I like stippling brushes because it just makes your blush look flawless. And sometimes when I use dense brushes, I feel like the colors it just applies it very harshly. So this kind of makes it look airbrushed, you know? This is Pearlescent Pink by Wet n Wild, and I really, really like this blush because it kind of resembles Orgasm by NARS, but NARS tests on animals, so I'm trying to stray away and kind of use up all the products that I have that are not cruelty free and just not repurchase them. But this is like a really, really good dupe for NARS's Orgasm because that blush is just legendary because of Kim K. So I'm gonna use my stippling brush. This is really, really old, but if it's not broken, I forgot what And you see how it's like so seamless and airbrushed and perfect. After this, I usually just apply some highlighter, but I make sure that my face is a little bit like dewy and wet before. So I'm just gonna spray my Urban Decay All Nighter. I'm also gonna apply some Tatcha. This is a dewy mist that is extremely overpriced, but it does give you that dew that you want. Just don't apply too much highlighter on your face. Like, gradually start adding more because it can look like a patch on your face and it's just gonna look like rose, you know? But when I want to have like that flawless face, I go for a highlighter that will like complement my skin tone. If that's what I don't know what I was trying to say, but just don't get a highlighter that is going to be too dark for you because it'll enhance the texture of your skin. That's what I'm trying to say. I add a little bit to the cheekbone. Sometimes highlighter can make or break you. Sometimes a highlighter can really accentuate your pores and your texture. So just be careful like how much you apply and everything. I'm gonna add some of Artist Couture's highlighter. This is in the color Gold Digger. I really like when highlighters are loose pigments because it looks very airbrushed and very just pretty. So the finishing touch would just be have your little setting spray and whatever else you add to your face, like rose water or something. Just gonna use Pearlescent Pink. This is by When Wild. Again, this color to me, of course, there's something going on here.